Justine Petersen is a nonprofit organization that helps low and moderate income individuals access safe and affordable credit. Joining us from Justine Petersen is Chief Communications Officer Galen Gondolfi. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
So we just kind of did a very brief descriptor of Justine Petersen, but tell us a bit more about what the organization does.
Sure. So Justine Petersen is a St. Louis-based nonprofit group that essentially helps individuals build financial assets. We work in the legacy of Justine M. Petersen, who was a social worker, and we're very much a hybrid of social work on one side and banking on the other side. In fact, we partner with a lot of local banks and credit unions to essentially assist individuals in building financial assets.
Okay, so talk about some of the programs, because obviously you need credit really in this day and age to pretty much exist, to be able to do anything.
The fundamental core of our work is credit building. We help individuals build their personal credit score. And I want to tell everyone it's a message of hope. You should never give up on your credit score. If you've had a bankruptcy, a repossession, a foreclosed home, it doesn't matter. You can always rebuild your credit score. Okay. So Justine Petersen is very much committed to helping individuals not only clean up their credit score, but build their credit score.
Okay. Is there a criteria to go? I know we introed it as saying low to moderate.
Sure.
Income, but
our emphasis is low to moderate income families, but we're actually open to all socioeconomic groups. And in fact, you can be an individual, you can be a family, you can be a small business. We'll be 20 years old in 2017. We started as what's called a HUD certified counseling agency that is helping individuals buy their first home. But we also do something called micro lending, which is small business loans to small businesses. Whether you want to start a business or expand your current business, we're actually the nation's largest micro lender for the U.S. Small Business Administration. And then, of course, we do this thing called credit building. Everyone who comes to Justine Petersen receives comprehensive credit counseling.
We'll talk a little bit more about that. I mean, when we say underbanked or unbanked,
Sure.
What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, what that means, it's a multitude of things. First of all, it means that an individual maybe doesn't have a relationship with a bank or a credit union. And we think that's very important for a host of reasons. It's really expensive if you're not banked. If you're banking outside of traditional banks, that means you're going to high interest rate lenders, payday lenders, or all these online lenders. And that's the new epidemic. So many individuals are taking advantage of online lenders, and actually online lenders are taking advantage of them with really high predatory interest rates. And so we help individuals raise their credit score, which means they could become competitive and actually receive competitive interest rates on small loans, on credit cards, on home loans, on auto loans.
And when we talk about payday lenders, I mean, there's there's been lately a ton of media coverage about that, just because people essentially become in debt.
Correct.
But I mean, how does that happen, and where are you saying people to make that distinction before you even think about going to a payday?
Yeah, I would say don't even consider it. And currently here in the St. Louis area, the Board of Aldermen are looking at legislation to actually rein in payday lending, in which I'm in support of reining in that industry. But what we want to do is foster responsible banking habits among individuals, and that means getting ultimately in a relationship with a bank or a credit union. There may be things about banks or credit unions that aren't perfect, but overall, Justine Petersen views that relationship as really constructive.
Tell me a bit more about Justine Petersen. I mean, you mentioned that she was a social worker.
Sure.
But how did her role turn into the organization?
So Justine was a pioneer here locally in St. Louis that is working and partnering with banks to come up with competitive mortgage products for low and moderate income families here in the St. Louis area. And she was incredibly successful. She passed with a heart attack, and her colleague Rob Boyle, who was our CEO and founder, founded this organization in her name. And so we further her legacy, this whole idea of empowerment. Justine Petersen's a message of hope. We're about hope. We're about opportunity. We're about changing people's lives tangibly.
That's wonderful. Well, for more information, we've got the graphic for you right there. It's Justine Petersen helping unbanked and underbanked individuals establish strong credit. And as Galen mentioned, really this is a service of hope that no matter where you are in your sort of life, career, financial status, there are opportunities for you. For more information, you can go to justinepetersen.org. But stay with us at STL Live. We're actually going to talk more with Galen after this quick break.